Hey everybody, happy Sunday. I'm Lori.
I'm Wendy.
I'm Katie.
And welcome to the Front Row Show.
Created by fans for the fans.
Our next guest is a singer, a guitar player with hobbies in photography and astronomy. And you might have seen him in some of your Kohl's ads and catalogs. Please welcome Nick Cox.
Hey, Wendy.
Hi.
Am I sideways?
We can't even see you.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Nope.
Yep.
Hold on a second. I don't know why.
Your audio's off. There you
Okay.
go.
Can you see me?
Nope.
Nope. Did you hit the video on top? Is there like a video button to start video?
I think it's the first time. I think it's the first time I ever did this.
There you go. Now you're sideways.
And you're
Am I,
sideways.
am I sideways? Okay, because I've got it on the thing sideways. Hold on a second.
Okay.
I'll figure it out.
Did you get a haircut?
Well, I did. I've been cutting it. It's like a 5. It's easy, you know. I have a thing and I go, wah, and it cuts
Lucky
it.
guys can do that.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's true. Are we live?
Yes, we are.
Well, not live.
We're not live, but we're recording.
Recording, but
Okay.
there you
Okay,
are.
that's good enough.
Woohoo.
So yeah, I didn't. Hi.
Hi.
I wanted to have it sideways. Like Katie, you're land. I don't know why I'm not going sideways.
I'm
Because
on
you're
our
on your
All of you guys are sideways.
you're on
I'm
your
vertical.
phone, right?
Yes, you're on laptops.
Mhm.
I'm on an
Okay.
iPad, so that's why.
Okay.
Mhm.
I see. No problem.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I just got back from a bike ride. Jenny and I have been trying to stay
Nice.
healthy by doing at least go out and do bike riding. So we go to like Mellis Park. We play Mellis Park like 4th of July is where we play is Mellis Park. They got a nice little bike path. Sometimes we do bussy. And we get about 10 miles in and I'm just like I'm beat
Wow.
depending on the wind. It's nothing. But for me it is because I'm like, But
That's
it.
good. It's keeping you busy and stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. You know.
Nice. Well, you look tan. You look like you got a tan going and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bike riding. And I sit on my patio and I get the eastern sky. So in the morning up until about 1, I get a lot of sun. So I'm sitting out there drinking my coffee and I get some sun.
Jealous. Oh, nice.
Well, you can't do it. You can't do that.
I can't
Oh, you
see
can't
'em.
go in the sun. That's right.
Look at me. I blend in with my wall.
Yeah. It's like borderline vampire.
Yes.
That was
So what else is what's going on with you guys?
Nothing.
Oh, working. Very busy at work.
That's cool. You didn't stop working. That's cool.
No, I worked at home probably until 2 weeks ago, went back to the office. It was just getting too much. We had material being delivered to the house. It was just too much dragging stuff back and forth already. And we're getting really busy. I had to go back in. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And Wendy, are you working or you're just what? I never even knew what you did.
Yeah, I'm working from home at my kitchen table.
Oh, awesome. That's good. And Katie, what about you? What are you doing?
I'm babysitting.
That's cool.
We tie-dyed today, so I'm all.
I got a tie-dye shirt this summer. Chloe did some tie-dyeing with Mom, and they made me a really cool green, blue
Yeah.
tie-dye shirt. I didn't do it, but they did it.
It's very popular right now because there's nothing else
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah. So is bike riding. Last time I rode a bike was 40 years ago.
No, you did that where you fell. I remember last year, the year before.
Yeah, I was at my friend Kathy's house, and it was
Yes, I
her kid's
remember.
bike. Yeah, and that was it took a while, you know. When I first got on the bike, it takes, you know, you're like that saying is true, you know. It's like riding a bike.
Yeah.
So you steer on it for like an hour, and you're like you got your balance. Next thing you know, I feel like I'm 13 again, cruising the neighborhood until I get off the bike, and it's about an hour later, and I'm at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to be able to
haven't,
without my
run into
hand.
you.
No, can't do that anymore.
No.
Yeah.
I'm surprised
What's
I haven't run into you because I'm over here by Neela's Park too. So, and I go
Yeah.
there walking every once in a while. So,
We just started going there because we were going to Bussy, and it's like, because I don't have the bikes to hook up to the car, and it's
Yeah.
really hard from like golf in Arlington Heights where I'm at to
Mhm.
get there. You know, you have to really maneuver to go like south, then to get to Bussy. And then we realized Jenny she actually was on a bike ride herself, and she went north, and then she ran into Mellis. So we just started going there. We were going to Bussy for a while, and now we're like, well, let's just go there. It's so much easier, less traffic. It's kind of stressful riding a bike.
Yeah, it is.
It can be. Yeah.
So I've been there twice so far. So I could still run into it. It's beautiful over there.
It is. I like it.
Nice place to play too, for you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm gonna miss
for
that this
sure.
year.
Yeah. Any
Yeah.
are you and Adam? I'm just gonna jump right in. Are you and Adam gonna do any like unplug shows, like at restaurants or?
You know, to be honest with you, I'm kind of waiting. I'm not comfortable yet going out into crowds, only because on March 14th, when I did my last acoustic show, now granted, it wasn't a big thing, but it was a kind of a big thing.
Yeah.
And people were drunk, and they were obnoxious, and they didn't abide by any kind of rules, and they're in your face. And the problem with unplugged things as opposed to live band is, you know, there is distance. We leave, you know, we have the crew who just saves everything. I can leave, I don't have to worry too much about that. But when I'm doing unplugged, you know, we do 3 sets, and then we sit there. And then that's what happened last time. People come up to you, it's inevitable. And I don't blame them, you know, it's just, I can't blame anyone, but it's like they're coming up to you. They're not respecting anything. They're in your face. They're spitting in your face. I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. And, I mean, you know, if I have to, I will. I think I can hold off is what I'm saying. I don't need to run out there right now on June 4th and be in a patio because, I could be outside.
Yeah.
I mean, I can wait. Also, I want to see there's other people doing it. I want to see in 2 weeks what happens. I want to see in 2 weeks what happens because of the riots. I want to see in 2 weeks what happened because of Mother's Day, Memorial Day. You know, there's a spike in stuff. I'm sure the riots are going to have some spike in 2 weeks. I just want to be cautious, and I'm going to see what happens. So I'm thinking maybe in July, maybe August, I might feel a little bit more comfortable about sitting in a beer garden and doing that. So that's why we haven't really jumped into doing it.
That makes sense.
Don't blame you.
Yeah. You know,
We miss you guys. So we love when you go live your shows and you do your little live videos with your singing and stuff.
Yes, definitely.
The
you
live
know
stream.
that live singing thing you do.
That thing you do.
Yeah, you know, I've averaged like at least once a month. I think earlier I did twice a month, and you know, it's a lifesaver. It's helped me pay my bills. There's no doubt it has helped. And it's stressful. I don't like to do it. I mean, you know, it's like anything. I guess I get used to it. I don't want to repeat songs, but there's only so much I can learn. There's only so I do repeat, and I've seen other people repeat. And I'm like, well, you know, I'm too critical on myself. And last time I did it was the first. I've seen other people have problems. Last time was when I had connection problems, and that's a pain in the ass when that happens, you know. Because then, you know, you're in it. Jenny had to tell me there were problems. I didn't even know anything was going on, and then I had to stop the feed, go into the feed. Kind of breaks momentum. It breaks the vibe, and then, but I like to do it, and people, you know, I know people say they really like to see it, and I like to do it for them. It's just I like to be more selective when I do it because, you know, I don't have all the material in the world, and then I learn stuff. It takes me a while to learn because I can't just, you know, people are like, oh, they suggest songs, and a lot of the songs that I do is kind of songs that hit me in my heart or I know I can sing, so it's easier to do. I hate doing songs that I just going through motions. And I haven't gotten past that. Just like learning is like a jukebox, learning a song and spitting it out. Forget how you sound, just spit it out, spit it out. I really have to be, you know, have some heart and soul into it. And, you know, that takes a while. And then a lot of people think I should sing. And just because, I remember I am a backup singer. I'm a guitar player. I never entered this whole scene thinking that I was a singer. And then thank God I can. And I you know, people accepted it and they, you know, they liked it. But I never took on, oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Went off. I never know what, I forgot what I was going to say. What to play, or how long it's going to take me to learn a song. Oh, just because I can sing doesn't necessarily, I remember what I was going to say now. Just because I can sing, it was a long 10-mile bike ride. Just because I can sing doesn't mean that there is everything that I should sing. You know what I mean? And that's what I've learned. Because people are like, oh, do this song. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I can do it. And then I'm doing it. It just doesn't translate right for me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the point was to all that was, but.
It was a good answer.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, we appreciate whenever you do it. So
Yes.
No, and I
enjoy it.
appreciate that. I really do. And you guys have helped and supported along the way. And I appreciate that. You guys are awesome.
You're awesome. It's
No.
very comforting when you do it. I mean, despite everything that's going on, it's nice to just go online and see that. It's something positive. It's something very comforting, and we really appreciate you doing it.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're absolutely welcome. I feel the same when I see other musicians doing it as well, and the collaborations too. Collaborations are less stressful. Collaborations are fun. You know, it takes a couple weeks to get it together, but the whole process is really awesome. And that's, you know, you have more control over that kind of stuff. You know,
You've done a couple of those. You did one with Pino, and then you did one with Jeff, right? I think his name.
I did one with Pino. I did my first one. I did with Jet. I did it with Jet, Greg Rapp, and then myself, and then we did the Chicago tune, Stay the Night. And then I did one with Dario, and that was Dust in the Wind. And then after Dario was Pino, and that was the Bohemian Rhapsody. And then with Jeff Manga, I did the Sound of Silence.
Yes,
that was awesome.
That was really good.
And each one of those were unique in its own way of how we recorded and what we did, and each one is a different experience, you know. And it's a lot of fun. I'm not sure what I'm doing next. I might, you know, Jet had asked me to do another song, and we'll see. I mean, I'm hoping to do something with the Seventh Heaven guys. I want to do something with Adam, you know. So we'll see. And hopefully by the time we do anything like hopefully by the time we do something, this is over, you know. So you know, we can all be back playing. I'm assuming Seventh Heaven has some shows. I know a couple are going to be virtual live streamed. Yeah, they're going to be live streamed for like a park district we're doing. I forget which one. It's a couple weeks. And then I think some shows are still on. I don't know what is kind of conflicting, because our website still says some are canceled, then I hear some aren't. And I'm on a day-to-day, like a weekend-to-weekend basis, and what we're going to do and when we're supposed to play. But I mean, I'm ready to play. I mean, I have no problem going out with the band. I mean, the band, and I never liked doing acoustic stuff in the summer. That was always the winter thing, and then I was always busy in the summer. But anything band-wise, then yeah, we're gonna do what we can to play, as long as it's safe, and I feel safer because there is that distance, and you know.
Well, when you
I just don't like the idea of multi-sets where we're sitting around, because people just, I don't care what anybody says, they disregard any kind of space. And especially when you add alcohol, it's a nightmare.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh yes.
Well, when you guys do play, we'll be there. I'm sure so many fans are gonna. Everyone's missing you guys.
Yeah, I hope so. You know, I mean, I'm curious to see that as well, because I know people want to get out, but even with some acoustic things, I've noticed that, you know, and I want to support the businesses. You know, I really do. I had a couple reach out to me, and you know, I'm like, you know, I'm just not feeling comfortable with that just yet. I feel bad, but I want to be able to do that. I'm just, you know, I don't know, you know, I don't know. I'm still in an I don't know phase, you know. Oh, and then I saw that people, even though the crowds are still thin, because I think people are still a little scared. You know? People also don't want to be in a crowd. I mean, you still got to remember, you know, you go home to your kids, I mean, you know, they say there are, you know, people more susceptible to this, but you're going to still go home to your families, because I've been seeing my family. I see Chloe through this whole thing. There's a group of people that I've obviously kept in touch with, and I would see Chloe graduated. We had, you know, small get together family.
Yeah.
But to do it in a crowd is I don't think people are ready to do that. I think because you're going home to your kids, you're going home to your grandpa, you're going home to your parents, and God forbid some stuff happen because we're all just in a hurry to get out there and be normal again, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Get that. Got to think of yourself. So
Yeah.
stay
Oh, I
safe.
think of myself, all right.
Put yourself first. Yes.
Ask anyone.
Yeah, we know. All right, so I have another question.
Okay.
I know Nick and we talked about this a while ago because we have a mutual friend. And how did you start playing guitar and everything? Do you remember that story you told me?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking about Steve?
Yep.
Yeah. Steve Torres. He's, yeah, I mean, I always loved the look of a guitar. I remember just growing up and I was really into Kiss. I was really into Heart. I was into Queen. And I would sit there on the edge of the TV. Remember the big TVs that had the box, you know, it was you know, that came in the frame. It was not, and I would sit there like on the end of the TV with the music playing, pretend like I was playing the piano. I didn't know how to play anything, and I would lip sync, and I always loved the idea of performing, and I put on little shows in my house, but I didn't know how to play an instrument. And then that's when I lived in that neighborhood with Steve, and it was one day I was on my way to church, and it was in Andersonville. It was St. Gregory, and I was going through the alleys, and all of a sudden I heard this guitar playing, and it was Led Zeppelin, and it was the solo to "Whole Lotta Love," and some blues stuff, and I was like, that's really cool. And it was Steve, and I knew Steve, and I didn't know he played, and I went up there and I talked to Steve, and he was just way ahead. I mean, I didn't even know how to play at all, and he was just like doing scales and stuff. And he had a Stratocaster guitar, and then like within the same year he got another one, or something happened, he was trying to sell it, and he was nice enough to let me use it. And I think I knew a D chord. I knew one chord, and I literally what I did the majority of the night was just stare at the damn guitar that was in my house. I was like just staring at it going, wow, look at that thing. It looked so cool. And that's how it's been for me, just borrowing friends' guitars, acoustic guitars. I had a girlfriend of mine that we all hung out with. She had a guitar. She didn't use it. I borrowed it forever. And I learned on an acoustic guitar because it wasn't until I was in high school, like 18 years old, when my mom and dad realized I was taking it seriously, that they got me an electric guitar, which is the same guitar that I use now. My wood guitar is actually the first guitar that I ever got, the brown one. And then but I always, had an acoustic, and then I started playing electric. That was 8th grade. So, I was 18. I was like a junior, senior in high school, and it's just self-taught. And I just gradually just kept learning whoever played guitar. Ironic or coincident or whatever, I never really got together with Steve knowing that he played. It was like we never still got together. I mean, we'd see each other years later, and I was already in bands and stuff, and that he was playing. But yeah, he was an influence just by walking through that alley and seeing him sitting on his porch, man, just making music out of this thing. And I was like, man, I want to do that.
And see, it's weird. I used to hang around with him all the time because I used to.
Did you really?
Yeah. I used to go see him. Yeah, all the time. We used to go see his band, and he wasn't a lead singer. He played the guitar, but he always used to sing "Taking Care of Business."
Yeah.
He used to sing that. Yeah. So
very bluesy, very blues, right? Was his band blues? Yeah.
It's probably been about 35 years since I've seen him. So
it's a hard, I don't know what Steve's doing. I'm sure that you never not play your guitar, band wise, being out there. I haven't really talked to him. I know he's busy and he works. I see him working, and this business can suck the life out of you as well. So getting out there, playing and playing in the bars. I'm so fortunate and lucky to be in Seventh Heaven that, a lot of that work. I mean, we did the work, but we did a lot of the footwork, and we stayed with it. And then, but it's hard for bands to keep going, if you don't have the right promotions and the right people, and do the footwork to gain fans that want to see you and stuff like that. And I don't think that he's playing out, though. I don't think he has a band.
No,
but I could be wrong.
These years,
he could be playing every weekend. I don't know. In the basement. After Seventh Heaven, that's what I'm doing, man. I'm just getting some God buddies, and whoever's got the basement, and we're gonna just jam like once a week. It's gonna be our good getaway.
It sounds like fun.
It sounds like
it
fun.
Is. It was fun. I used to do that all the time. That's what we used to do, and now, it's a living. So it's I'm blessed. I'm very blessed to be able to do it.
Speaking of, so at one time you left Seventh Heaven. Did you go and play with other bands, or did you do, what exactly came of that?
Yeah, I was to like make it real quick. I was in a band. Oh man, I was in a band with do you guys know Pete Greco from Lounge Puppets? He's a singer of Aura right now as well. Anyway,
Oh,
okay.
yes.
I was in a band with him before we were even in the scene. And then he went off and he got just a local band. Like we just, a friend of a friend, and we hooked up. He was in, like off of Harlem and stuff. And we would jam in the basement. I don't even think we were old enough, maybe 20, 19. We weren't even old enough to be in the bars. And then Pete ended up going, and then he got picked up by a bunch of dudes that were awesome and that were playing in the scene, which was called Theater. And Theater was a great band. And I watched Pete. I mean, they had harmonies, they had harmony guitar riffs, they had really good songs. And then Pete went into the scene, and he was doing his thing. I went more heavier. I was like a heavier player. I was in a band called Fourth Horizon, and we were doing like the iron rails of it wasn't really in the scene, like the Thirsty Whale and Chances Are at the time. And I was doing this heavier band, and Pete was in this more pop band, Theater. And then they lost their guitar player, and then this was maybe 90 or 80, yeah, 89 or 90. Theater lost their guitar player, and Pete brought me into the scene. That's when I first was in the scene. He brought me up into Theater, and that's when I started playing literally in the scene. I was with Theater for about maybe, I want to say almost 2 years. And then Seventh Heaven was playing out. A bunch of bands were playing out. I didn't really know Rich. And then Rich tells me the story is that he would come see us, and he'd be like, oh man, that singer, that guy, man, I'd love to have him in the band as, you know, backup vocals and guitar and all that. And then I was in Theater, and then Gino Manzella and Rich and a bunch of other musicians did the Christmas album at the time. And Rich got a hold of me, and he asked me if I could, or I think he got a hold of Theater, and they wanted us to lay down to a Merry Christmas in Chicago. That was the original Merry Christmas in Chicago when all these vocalists came in and did it. That's how I met. So I went in there. Pete went in there, or not Pete. Pete didn't do it. My other guitar player in Theater, Bob Irvine, did it. We went. I met Rich. He was doing the. He was doing sound with it, and he did the music, he did everything, and he was working with Dino, who was doing the engineering, I believe. And that's how I met Rich. And then Rich was like, you know, we clicked right off the bat. I was only supposed to do like a couple of vocal parts, and then he goes, yeah, I do harmony, and then we just like, maybe I'll do this. He goes, dude, keep doing that and do this, and why don't you lay this down and do that? And we really clicked there. So that's how we got to know each other. And then I got kicked out of Theater. I don't know. This all happened within a couple years. And then Rich had, I got to get this timeline straight. Yeah. Then Rich got a hold of me, and then I joined Seventh Heaven. That's when we were, we had Stephen Jensen, Dan Miller. Stephen Jensen was on bass. Dan Miller was on drums. Tony DiGiulio was singing. It was Rich and me. Rich and I. And then, that's where we were all original. We practiced like 4 days a week. And then we were just all original music. And that lasted. And then we had problems in Seventh Heaven. I was in and out of Seventh Heaven, because Tony got sick. I had Chloe. I had different jobs. It wasn't my main source of income. So I was like, I'm out, dudes. You know, they even went a different route of music, you know, and I'm like, it's not for me. I'm out. You know, I don't want to do that. You know, Rich Seventh Heaven has done all kinds of music. And at the time I'm working, so I would, you know, I'm like, now I'll pass, dude, you know. And that's when I would come in and out, is when I either didn't like what was going on. I'm like, I'm going here. I had my daughter, and I'm working all the time in printing. And then I joined a band called Cutlass, and they were like a hard rock band. They were like my brothers. I still talk to all those guys. They were awesome. And then that was, Tony got sick, so the whole band, I believe, kind of dissolved. And then Cutlass band, we did really well. It was a lot of fun. And then Rich started to, my timeline might be a little weird, but Rich started to rebuild the band with Matt Clark, Mark Jones, Andrew Blake. That's when they did the Silver album. And that's when they did Cellophane, Gravity. And then I was working, and then I ended up just like praising them. I was like, oh man, it sounds good. It was different because we were heavy. And that's one of the reasons why I would leave the band. we were heavier. It was cool. And then they went gravity, and I was maybe immature and I didn't really understand what was going on, but I was like, dude, I'm not digging that. I don't want to. Why are you doing that? Why are you? Well, I know I had to grow. I had to grow into it. I'm like, why are you doing that? So I'm like, it's cool. I mean, you guys are gaining a fan base. It's cool, but I'm still out all that. So anyway, printing took a crap in 2004, they got Keith. And then I decided when I was in printing, hey man, that's when this whole Unplugged thing started. And they started doing Unplugged shows, and Andrew Blake, Tamara, and Rich. And I called Rich. I wasn't in the band. I still always talk to Rich. We were always cool. We just went our own ways, and I said, hey dude, I'm really interested in doing some acoustic stuff if you wouldn't mind doing that. Keith was in the band. I go, I'm still working. I can't do full band. Plus it was just Keith, Mark, Dan Miller, I believe at the time. Then they got Mike Moshe and Rich. And they were a 4-piece, and they were doing okay. First year Keith came here, and I was like, cool, I'm still working, but I like the Unplugged stuff. So then I started doing Unplugged with Tamara and Rich. There was 3 of us. And then when Keith came, he joined us. And then about a year later with Keith in the full band, I lost my job. And then, or I don't even think I lost my job. I believe Rich said, dude, if you put your faith in my hands and you take the leap of faith, he goes, you're probably not at first going to make what, you're making now. But he goes, I guarantee that if you stick it out with me, I'll guarantee you'll make the same money you were in printing and all that. And he kept his promise, and he did that, and wow. he's made a great life for me after that. So that's how that all worked out. So it was never bad. It was either somebody got sick or I just was working, and and because I had a job. It's different when you don't have work. When this becomes your main source of income, you'd be surprised how you get over arguments and you get over things that you wouldn't get over before. Like, that's cool, I'm out. I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna go do something else, or I don't want to do it anymore. So,
But
so I don't know if you got that all down or not, but yeah. I've been in and out of Seventh Heaven probably like 3 times, but it's been consistent now since, what is that, 08? So I don't know, 13 years maybe.
12.
My math sucks. Yeah, whatever.
12? I don't know. Long enough.
Give or take.
Yeah. And then of course, the world changed. No one would ever expect this to happen. And it did. It literally stopped a lot of people, not only music. Yeah. And it stopped us in our tracks.
Yeah.
We would have never thought that we would not be playing out in the summer. Nothing could make us not play. And it happened. And it's really an eye opener. It's scary. It's an eye opener. And, I just try to keep my head and, stay focused.
Yeah. We were talking earlier, we're like, thank God we went on the cruise when we did.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was kind of hairy. I mean, that's always scary, really, realistically, with cruises. I've even thought about it. I'm like, we're all just like on this thing. People are touching the railings. But if you've noticed, I mean, they're always wiping them down. They were pretty good. It's when something happens that, and it's just a bad luck. And then you're like, oh, shit, I'm on this. I'm on this boat. It's never happened to us, I've even been ill before, and I get on the boat and, it's just stupid. You're not thinking, you're not feeling well, a cold. And then like 3 days into it, I'm better. But, there's always that chance. But yeah, I mean, this thing, even when we were coming back in whenever it was, what was it, January, the virus was out there, and we're like, whatever, we missed it. It's not good. Sure enough, we dodged that bullet. It could have definitely had gotten us. I mean, there are nightmare stories of people that were stuck on cruise ships.
Yeah, we got lucky.
Yeah, we did.
Very lucky.
And I hope it doesn't deter people, from going on a cruise again. There's always that chance, but there's always a chance. There's always a chance of, people get sick. I mean, people just get sick, but it's never happened all this time when we were on it, I mean, we've never had anything like that. We've had bad weather. We've had usually weather, you're like, oh my God, it's like 60 degrees right now. What the hell is this all about? But never sicknesses or illnesses on the cruise, on the boat.
It was fun. I'd go again, but.
Oh yeah.
Are you guys going to go again, or would you say you would go again?
I would.
Were you thinking of going again?
Not the next one.
Down the line.
Yeah, in a couple years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was fun.
hopefully we're still doing it. I don't see why not. I mean, it's Rich's passion to do these things. So.
Think you guys should bring the picnics back?
Yeah, I think that the reason we didn't is because I think it just got too big and out of hand, and it's hard to just, even if we said, we're not going to go, we were just going to go on our mailing list. We're going to put the directions and stuff. It gets out of hand. There's a couple other reasons why. I forget what the other reason why, but we haven't done that in, I don't even know. It's been like 4 years.
4 or 5 years. It was at the last.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And it was always great. I mean, I think because we had, Rich couldn't coordinate it on the calendar with shows or something. I don't know. And plus it was getting too big,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I always liked cooking. It was fun.
Yes, you did. You used to flip those burgers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to flip burgers again real soon. Who knows?
Well, we'll be there to support you.
Yes.
Thanks. That's awesome. Yeah.
Are you looking forward to the, or I don't even know, the strawberry moon that's on tonight?
I'm not.
I don't know anything about it.
What? Last night, Jenny and I were on the deck, and it rose, and it was just beautiful. I mean, it was surreal. I don't get into all that blue. Blue moon is when there's it doesn't really have anything to do with the colors, So it's representative of like harvesting and time of year. And blue moon, once in a blue moon, was because I guess we don't have blue moons twice in a month, so it's rare to have a full moon twice in a month. Like in the beginning of the month and at the end of the month. So it's once in a blue moon. So strawberry moon, I don't know. It has something to do with harvesting. I really don't know. It's got nothing to do with color. It's got nothing to do.
No.
But yesterday it was amazing. It just looking at it was like surreal. It was fake. It was so cool.
It did look pretty fake yesterday when we were out. We saw it and we were like, this is nice.
Yeah, it was so clear out. And I don't know. It might be clear tonight. It's going to be beautiful. Another beautiful night either way. It'll be a beautiful evening. So, and it's a good summer so far. I mean, I remember even when we're playing and it goes into June, it's like 60, 50 degrees. Yeah. And we're like, oh my God, when's summer going to start? Sometimes it didn't even start until like the end, going into July.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now it's like June 4th, 5th, and it's like in the 80s. And even next week, it's going to be chill. It's going to be chillier. And I'm like, oh, chillier 40s. And they're like 79, 75. I'm like, are you kidding? Then it's going to be 80s next week again. I'm like, oh my God, this is a great start to a summer, And if to try to stay like positive and optimistic, positive is that there's guilty pleasure. I'm not making any money, but there's guilty pleasure knowing that I can kind of do whatever I want this summer, Like if there's family things or picnics or parties, I'm not like a slave to just that, because music sometimes it's never bad. It's just can be a little inconvenient, because you miss graduations, you miss birthday parties, you miss family things, you miss weddings, because I got a gig or I go and I've always got to think, when do I get out of here? When do I got to go? When do I got to go? So hopefully, I can be a little bit, when everybody goes out, like I'm still saying, like, even if it's July, August, even that, I have more time to appreciate family and just sit in a backyard with a bonfire and not have to run somewhere and chill out. And just chill out,
Good. Well,
so that's kind of that.
Yeah. Gives you a chance to fully enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Not working 6 to 9 shows a weekend.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's it's a great life. I can't complain about the shows that we do, and the great crew that we have that does it, that does all that hard work for us. And then we just get in our car, and on a summer night we just drive, to the next show, and then we drive to the next show, roll the windows down, and they're lugging everything. It's really I've got nothing to complain about, and with the time that we really put in. Like I said, at times it could just be inconvenient, but it's never hard. It's never, I never hate it. It's just, even if I'm having a bad day, when I get there and I start to play, like you forget about all that and you realize why you're doing it, and how fun it is. And it's, it's a great it's a great gig. I love doing what I do. And I'm pretty sure that when it comes back, it's going to come back strong. It might not be this summer.
Oh yeah.
But when it comes back, it's going to come back huge. Everything's going to come back, I believe. I mean, there are going to be people obviously that are going to lose, businesses and stuff. I hate to say everything's going to come back because there's some devastation going on and them at the looting and even more, even if they made it through COVID, the stuff like that. But when it comes to like bands and bars and if you make it through this, it's really going to come back. I mean, people are going to want to come out and can never like keep people from going to festivals and standing in a crowd. And, I'm not going to be paranoid my whole life to it. I'm just a little paranoid for the first couple of months going back into it. You know what I mean?
Understandably.
Oh yeah.
I got it.
All right. Well, thanks for chatting with us.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys, doing what you're doing. I know you had Holly Ann, you had Rich, you had Jeff. Did you have Adam?
Maybe.
Okay. No, did you have him or did he? Oh,
Yeah,
maybe.
No, we had him.
Maybe.
We had him.
Okay, I didn't see it. Okay.
It'll be posted later.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're doing. So I got you.
Once
you
a week.
record and then I'm thinking you do it live. So you just hold on to them.
Yeah.
Can you edit them?
Mhm.
Okay.
Maybe.
You can edit them. Okay.
I
I just want to
can.
know because if I'm doing this or something, you can get it out of there. If there's something that if I'm babbling about something, you can just get rid of it.
If you want me to, I can. But
We
I'll
don't have
leave it up
anything
to
to
you.
edit in on Nick though.
no.
He
We
was
do have
pretty
like a minute left though, so we're gonna have to close
All right.
out.
Okay. I
Thank
appreciate
you so much.
keeping it on the half hour. I appreciate that.
Anytime.
Anytime.
No, thank you guys for what you're doing and keeping us, out and about, relevant. I mean, people, where do you post this? Is it on your pages? Is it on Seventh
The
Heaven page?
Friends of Seventh Heaven.
Okay.
All
Cool.
right.
Appreciate it, ladies. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Guys, stay safe.
You too.
Too.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.